Alright, what's up guys? It's Files from Code Bros, and we're going over top interview questions, arrays and strings, question number 6 in arrays and strings, which is increasing triplet subsequence. So, given an array of numbers, return true if there exists a triplet of indices I, j, k, where I is less than j is less than k, and nums I is less than nums j is less than nums k. If no such indices exist, return false. So over here, like you do 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, because yeah, it's all increasing. Then over here everything's decreasing, so nothing exists there. Over here you could do 0, 4, 6, or you could do 0, 4, 6 works. But what you need to remember about this question, which is especially important, is that these indices I, j, and k don't have to be consecutive. They can be like I is over here, j is over here, k is all the way over here. So that's what makes this problem specifically a medium problem and not just an easy problem. And they want us to implement it in O(n) time complexity and O(n) space complexity. So wait, let me just that was from previous attempts. So let me give you an example, which I think is a really good example that really explains the complexity of this problem. So first off, it's pretty evident that we need 3 indices, which are, let's call them int min, medium, and max. And these are the indices that we're looking at. So over here, int min would be 10, medium would be 12, and max would be 13. So the hard part about this problem is, or the medium part about this problem, is how we're updating these values in int, mid, min, and max. So let's just set them all equal to -1 because they're all indices, and we know that indices only range from 0 to length minus 1. So -1 just means that, okay, we haven't seen a value for this yet. So when do we update min? We would update min when min is equal to -1, or the value we're looking at is less than min. So if the current value is less than min. Okay, that's great. And when would we update medium? When it's equal to -1, or the current value is greater than min, but less than medium. And one more time, we'd update the min value. This is actually the tricky part. We'd update the min value if we see a value when we have min and mid already initialized, but min is less than the current min, then we want to update it. So let me just run through this example. Here we have the 3 cases we have. Let me just copy this. All right, so over here, we can have min first as 20. They're all unique characters, so we'll just use the value instead of the indices. Then we want to update medium, which is 100. Then we see 10, right? So think about it. If we see 10 and we see a number greater than 100, then we've already found the indices 20, 100, and like, let's say this was 120. Okay, and we didn't have the rest of this array. So if we see this, we want to keep 20 and 100 stored as the value we've already seen. And when we see 120, we want to return true, right? But we also don't want to ignore the fact that we found a number that is less than the min. So over here, to account for this case, we have to update the min because the current value is less than min. And this also holds a property because we've already have the medium set as this, so that any value we've seen greater, we still have the previous triplet in our minds. And then we see the value 12. So 12 is greater than the current min value and less than the median value. All right, so why wouldn't we just update the median value? Because any value that is greater than 12 is also greater than the 100, because the current value is less than the median. So let's update that, 12. Then we see 5. Same thing, same idea here. You want to update the min value, but the median keeps the reference to the previous triplet. And then we see 13, and we can just update 13. These are our final values of mid, medium, and max. And they're not even in order. They're not like I is less than j is less than k. Because this question is only asking for a Boolean answer. If it was asking for actual 3 values in the array, it'd be a little bit more complex. But since it's only asking for a Boolean answer, we can just return true or false and use this property where mid keeps the previous triplet's state, which is we found 2 values and we need to find a value greater than this one. So now that we have that out of the way, let's look at the time complexity. Oh, we don't even need a max, because once we found a value greater than the median value, we found a max, so we don't really need this, and then we can just return true in that case. So max is like a theoretical value. So if cur is greater than mid, then you want to return true. Okay, so let's look at time complexity. Obviously, since we're following the follow-up, we're going through the array of n numbers, which is O of n, and space is O of 1, because we only need 3 pointers, mid and medium, and we don't even need max. Max is just there for the sake of explaining, because this is just really an if case. If current is greater than mid, return true. All right, so now let's start coding the solution. One thing to note is that they want strictly less than, so not less than or equal to. It has to be nums I is less than nums j is less than nums k. With that, let's start coding up the solution. So first thing we want to do is set a min value, initialize at -1, and mid value also initialize at -1. That should be a comma. And why is it -1? Because we want to show that it's uninitialized index, and -1 is not a valid index. Next thing we want to do, loop through all the values. Cool. When do we update min is when min is equal to -1, or we can just look right here, or the current value is less than min. So nums cur. No, we won't get a out of bounds error because we rechecked if min is equal to -1 in our first condition. Then over here we want to update min. Alright, so when do we want to update mid, which is the middle value? Over here, I don't know why I wrote med before, but I fixed it. Alright, we want to update min. First off, the value has to be greater than the minimum value, so first condition is nums cur has to be strictly greater than. Alright, next condition. So if it's already greater than it, then there's two cases. One case is the middle value is uninitialized. Or the second case is, I'll show you in our example that we did before. 20, 100, update min, 10, 12. Or nums cur is less than nums mid. So just like over here, to mid, over here we want to update mid. Last case is we want to check if the value is greater than mid. Otherwise, once we go through all the values and don't find anything, we want to return false. And I'm gonna just give you guys this as a disclaimer because it was an edge case that was messing me up before. What if we had some values which were the same? So if we had 1 and then 1, over here we wouldn't update the middle value, and we'd go to this third case and mid would equal to -1. So if we had 1, we'd update min, then we couldn't update mid, and we go to the next condition, and nums -1, which is an invalid indices. So we have so that would cause an out of bounds error, right? So we want to make sure mid is not equal to -1. And arrays go from 0 to the number of elements -1. That's how they work. All right, cool. And this should be good. All right, so our expected test case passed. Our initial test case, my bad. Let's check out on. All right, great. It was accepted. So thanks for watching. Big thanks to Patrick because he helped me with my mic settings. They were all messed up before. Like if you guys saw my old videos, it was bad, but I re-recorded these ones because it was extra bad, like horrible. But so big thanks for him. Thanks to him. The code is always in the description and the GitHub link. If you have any suggestions or questions or just suggestions on what videos I should do or what problems you have a lot of trouble with, please let me know in the description, and it's always appreciated. Feedback's always appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.